Okay, so today we are continuing on with my favorites and non-favorites for the year, and today we are doing a video that is usually called Favorite Series, but I have changed the name of this particular video for this year. May change it again next year as well, but anyway, and this year I'm calling Favorite Series Ranking My SAS List. So because all of the series that I read ever since finding out that Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books came up with the SAS list, I started using it. I love SAS lists. For those of you who don't know, a SAS list is a list, is an acronym for Serious About Series, where you place a whole bunch of series on there that you plan to either begin, continue on with, or complete by the end of the year. So, because all of the series that I read are on my SAS list anyway, I might as well rank the series that I read on my SAS list. Now, it is important for you to know that there are 16 series that I am ranking here. Of those 16, one of those series I did not complete. Actually, two. Two of those series I did not complete, technically. And the third one, for where I wanted to get up to, I still need to read one more book, but I'm reading it in December. So that's all good. If anything else needs to be explained, I'll explain to you along the way. Alright, because there's 16, I'm going to jump right in because I don't know how long we're going to have to do this, so let's jump right on in. Okay, so the way that this works, regardless of what the video title is for this video, favorite series, ranking SAS list. It's done numerically in a mathematical type way. What I do is I add up all of the star ratings that I gave to every single book in that series, divide it by the amount, the total amount that would get if every book in that series got 5 stars, the maximum, and then times it by 100 to get a percentage. If more than one series received the same amount of percentage, then it would be a tie, and the decision to break the tie would come back to me, and I would use whatever reason to break the tie. But otherwise, it's not an emotionally done list, it's mathematical. So let's jump right on in. It comes back to star ratings. All right. Coming in at number 16 is the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. Okay, very quickly I'll go through the star ratings. So book 1 got 4 stars, book 2 got 4 stars, book 3 I DNF'd. Because I started book number 3 and then DNF'd it, I am giving that a rating of 0 stars. So that gave me a total of 8 stars out of 15, which ends up being a total of 53.33%, and that's why it came in at 16th place. Yeah, I'm not going to spend too long talking about each of the series because we'll run out of time if I do, but honestly, the series overall just really wasn't for me. I enjoyed following the main male character, Will, quite a lot, but the fantastical elements I found to be rather boring, and by the time I got to the third book, it just really... I just couldn't keep going, so I ended up DNFing. So, 16th place, Infernal Devices Trilogy by Cassandra Clare. Coming in at number 15, sadly, is an Amanda Flower series. And Amanda Flower is my favourite female author of all time, let alone of my favourite cozy mystery favorite female author in a cozy mystery. You know what I'm saying. She's my favorite female author of all time. Anyway, but this series did let me down overall. So anyway, I gave book 1, Flowers and Foul Play, 4 stars. I gave book 2, Death and Daisies, 4 stars. And then I gave book 3, which is Mums and Mayhem, a total of 2 stars, totaling 10 out of 15 stars for a total of 66.66%. I have 2 other series that also got 66.66%, and we'll discuss why they were rated higher when we get to them. With this series, what disappointed me the most was the name of the series not truly being reflected in the arc of the plot as a whole. So it's called the Magic Garden Mystery Series, and by the time you get to the end of the book, the end of the series, I should say, you don't know a lot about the Magic Garden, and so it frustrates me when I go into any sort of a series, it has a certain name, and you get to the end of the series and you think, why was it named this? This doesn't make sense to me. I think that, for me, I feel like the series should have just been called The Garden Mystery Series, not the Magic Garden Mystery Series. So we get a tiny bit of magic in book 1, a tiny bit more magic in book 2, tiny bit more magic in book 3, and that's it. We don't really understand the magic system of the Magic Garden, and yeah, it let me down. I thought book 1 and 2 were okay. I was hoping book 3 would tie everything together and give us all the magical answers that we needed. It just didn't. So there you go. That's number 15. Coming in at number 14, with a total of 66.6% as well, is the Uglies Quartet. Now, I only read the first 3 books because book 4 is not out in the editions of the first 3 that I have, so I have not gotten to book 4. Because I have not even started book 4, my ratings will only be, only the ratings of the books that I've read are included in this stat. So I gave book 1, Uglies, 3 stars. Book 2, Pretties, I gave 3 stars. And book 3, Specials, I gave 4 stars, for a total of 10 out of 15, for a total of 66.66%. The reason why I rated Uglies higher than Magic Garden is because I have not read every single book in the Uglies series, so I feel that it deserves to be ranked higher. So even though I've read 3 books in Magic Garden and 3 books in the Uglies series, I've not read the concluding book. For all I know, the concluding book could be a 5-star read for me. It could wrap everything up really, really well. And so because of that, it's only a rating for the first 3 quarters of the series. And so therefore, even though it was a tie with Magic Garden, I do feel that the Uglies series should be rated higher. I do recommend it as a dystopian series. I just think that you shouldn't read the other dystopian series that I read at the same time as this one because they're very similar. But anyway, coming in at 14, Uglies. Coming in at number 13 is the Cider Shop Mystery Series by Julie and Lindsay. This is a cozy mystery series. I gave book 1, Apple Cider Slaying, 3 stars. Book 2, Pulp Friction, 3 stars. And book 3, The Cider Shop Rules, got 4 stars. Again, for a total of 10 out of 15, for a total of 66.66%. The reason that I rated the Cider Shop Mystery Series higher than Uglies and Magic Garden is because not only have I read every single book in the series, but it was going in an upwards trajectory. So book 1 got 3 stars, book 2 3 stars, and then book 3 got 4 stars. So it went in an upwards trajectory, and so because of that, it came in at number 13. I think it's a good series. So yeah, the series named the Cider Shop Mystery Series. You don't really see the cider shop in book 1, but you do in book 2, but not a lot, which was unfortunate, and you get to see a lot of it in book 3, which I did love. So there you go, number 13, Cider Shop Mystery Series. Coming in at number 12 is the Haley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery Series. This is another cozy mystery series. Okay, I read 3 books last year, the first 3 in this series last year. I read books 4 all the way through to 12 in the months of January to November of 2023. I'm reading book 13 in December, and I'll read books 14, 15, and 16 in the first 3 months of next year. So I'm only going to be giving the star ratings and stats of the books that I have read for this year. So, book 4, which is Death of a Chocoholic, I gave 3 stars. Book 5, Death of a Christmas Caterer, I gave 4.5 stars. Book 6, Death of a Cupcake Queen, I gave 3 stars. Book 7, Death of a Bacon Heiress, I gave 5 stars. Book 8, Death of a Pumpkin Carver, I gave 4 stars. Book 9, Death of a Lobster Lover, I gave 5 stars. Book 10, Death of a Cookbook Author, I gave 4 stars. Book 11, Death of a Wedding Cake Baker, I gave 4.5 stars. Book 12, Death of a Blueberry Tart, I gave 4 stars, for a total of 38 out of 55 stars, for a total of 69%. Overall, I really do love the Haley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery Series. It's just that there were some blunders for me. Book 4 and book 6, Death of a Chocoholic and Death of a Cupcake Queen got 3 stars from me. Death of a Chocoholic really disappointed me. Because there were some offensive things that occurred that I did not like. And Death of a Cupcake Queen let me down because I've seen a trope that they used there before many times. But otherwise, the rest of them either got 4 or 4.5 or 5 stars. So there you go. Unfortunately, yeah, I read a lot of them, and yeah, just overall, with there not being a lot of 5-star books, I think I only got 2 5-stars in there as well. That's why it ended up at number 12. But I highly recommend this series. I think it's fantastic. This is the longest cozy mystery series I've read so far in my life, and I can't wait to continue on and get completely up to date. Not only reading the next book in this month in December, but getting up to date in 2024. Coming in at number 12 is the Haley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery Series by Lee and Hollis. Coming in at number 11 is the To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy, which is a YA romance by Jenny Han. So here are my star ratings for that one. Book 1, To All the Boys I Loved Before, 4 stars. Book 2, P.S. I Still Love You, 4.5 stars. Book 3, Always and Forever, Lara Jean, got 3 stars. Okay, this got a total of 11.5 out of 15 for a total of 76.66%, and is the only series that got that number. So there you go. It came in accurately at 11th place. Look, I thought the series was okay. I really did not like the first half of book number 1, and I really did not like the majority of book number 3. I felt that was a massive letdown for me. But overall it was alright, and if you want to read a YA romance, I recommend giving it a go. Yeah, came in at 11th place. Coming in at number 10 is the Magic Bookshop Mystery Series by Amanda Flower. I gave Book 1, Crime and Poetry, 4 stars. Book 2, Pros and Cons, 4.5 stars. Book 3, Murders and Metaphors, 3 stars. No, wait. Let's do that again. Book 1, Crime and Poetry, 4 stars. Book 2, Pros and Cons, 4 stars. Book 3, Murders and Metaphors, 4 stars. Book 4, Verse and Vengeance, 4.5 stars. And Book 5, Crimes and Covers, 3 stars. Yeah, it was a disappointing conclusion for me. As you can see, every one of the first 4 books either got 4 or 4.5 stars from me, and then Book 5 got 3 stars, because yeah, it did let me down with that final book, and I think that's why it is as low as it is. Had Book 5 gotten 5 stars, it certainly would have been a lot higher. So this one ended up getting a total of 19.5 out of 25 stars for a total of 78%. I think all in all, it was a good series, far superior to the Magic Garden Mystery Series. The magic system is a whole lot more well fleshed out in this series compared to the Magic Garden Mystery Series, and yeah, I enjoyed the characters and the setting, and yeah, I enjoyed it, but unfortunately the final book let me down, which is why coming in at 10th place is the Magical Bookshop Mystery Series. Coming in at 9th place and just missing out on the top 8 was the 2 books that I read from the Secrets and Scrabble series by Josh Lanyon. So I came into 2023 having read the first 5 books. So in 2023 I read books 6 and 7. Book 6, Lament at Loon Landing, I gave 3 stars, and Book 7, which is Death of the Deep Dive, I gave 5 stars, for a total of 8 out of 10, which gave it a total of 80%. Yeah, I really loved Death of the Deep Dive. I thought it was fantastic. I've been waiting for Lament at Loon Landing for a long time. I'm so happy I have the cover, because I love the cover of this book. It's gorgeous. But yeah, the actual story inside, unfortunately, did let me down. But yeah, I think overall, had I included every single book in this series, it might have had a lower rating, but I only read 2 books from the series this year, so those 2 books added up together put Secrets and Scrabbles in 9th place, just missing out on the top 8. Coming in at number 8 is the Amanar's Voice duology. This is a middle grade contemporary duology. I gave book number 1, Amanar's Voice, 3 stars, and book number 2, Amanar's Song, 5 stars, for a total of 80%. So 8 out of 10, 8 stars out of 10 for a total of 80%. There are 3 series that got the 80% mark. The reason that this one landed above Secrets and Scrabbles is because of the fact that it was an upwards trajectory. So 3 stars and then 5 stars. And so that's why it landed there. I enjoyed this series and I do recommend it if you want to read a middle grade contemporary regarding a Pakistani girl of the Muslim faith. I thought it was really interesting. Coming in at number 7 is the Personal Demons trilogy. I decided to make a rule for myself when it came to ranking my SAS list that if I only read one book from that series in 2023, then I would also include the other books in the series in my stats to make it fair. And so because of that, Personal Demons comes in here. Okay, so I read book 1, Personal Demons, ages ago and gave it 3 stars. I gave book 2, that I also read ages ago, I gave it 4 stars. Sorry, book 1 is called Personal Demons. Book 2 is called Original Sin. I gave Personal Demons 3 stars. I gave Original Sin 4 stars. And book 3, which is Last Rite, I gave 5 stars to, for a total of 12 out of 15, which is a total of 80%. Okay, so yeah, the reason why this one was rated higher than the Amanah's Voice and the Secrets and Scrabbles series is very self-explanatory. I only read one book in the Personal Demons trilogy this year, which was book number 3, and I gave that book 5 stars. Had I only just gone with the rating of that one book I read this year, it would have gone to number 1 because it would have received 100%. So it deserves to be at the very least at the top of the 80% pile. This is a YA fantasy series, and I really like this series. If you're someone who loves some contemporary topics in your low fantasy series, I think you will enjoy this one, so I do highly recommend it. Coming in at number 6 is the Matched trilogy by Ali Condi. I gave book 1 Matched 4.5 stars, book 2 Crossed I gave 4 stars, and book 3 Reached I also gave 4 stars. For a total of, where are we? For a total of 12.5 out of 15 for a total of 83.33%. Yeah, so this was my second and only other dystopian that I read this year, and considering that my other dystopian series, Ugliest, came in at 14th, I think it's fantastic that Matched came in at 6th. I enjoyed this series. I do, if you can only read one of the two, Matched or Uglies, I do highly recommend the Matched trilogy first. It was, the writing is a lot more accessible, and I felt that the journey was just a lot more fun for me personally. Yeah, really love this one. So there you go. Coming in at number 6, the Matched trilogy by Ali Condi, which is a YA dystopian series. Coming in at number 5 is the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. This is a middle grade classic series, and there are 7 books in this one, so let's get through the ratings. The books are numbered in timeline order. So for me, book 1 was The Magician's Nephew, and I gave that 4 stars. Book 2, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, I gave 4.5 stars. Book 3, The Horse and His Boy, I gave 4 stars. Book 4, Prince Caspian, I gave 3 stars. Book 5, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, I gave 5 stars. Book 6, The Silver Chair, I gave 5 stars. And Book 7, which is The Last Battle, I gave 4 stars, for a total of 26.5 out of 35, which is a grand total of 88.33%, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I went into the series not knowing what to expect. I had read The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe before, but didn't really remember much from it. I had seen, I think, the film, or one of the adaptations of the films of Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, I think once, and really didn't remember much about it at all, other than that there was an evil queen there somewhere, I think, and that's all I remembered. So it was great to read the entire Chronicles of Narnia and experience them for what they were. Yeah, as you can see, there are some that I really didn't like book number 4 only got 3 stars, Prince Caspian, I didn't love, but Book number 5, which is The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, got 5 stars, as did book number 6, The Silver Chair. I absolutely loved those ones. So, yeah, it was a bit of an up and down journey with this one. But I have to say, the lowest rating that I gave any of the books was 3 stars, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why it made it to the top 5. And they're all novellas, so they're very quick and easy to get through, and they're middle grade classics. So if you want to start a classic journey, one of the best ways to do that is to go through middle grade classics first, and I do recommend the series as a whole. Coming in at number 5, the middle grade classic series The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. Coming in at number 4 is the Damien Verse Quartet by Ian Rob Wright. This is an adult horror quartet. I read book number 4 in 2022, so I went back and read books 1, 2, and 3 in 2023. While they are a quartet, they're not really a follow-on series. They're more like independent standalones that have been bundled into a series, so you can read them in any order that you want. But anyway, for the first 3 books, I gave book number 1, Sam, 4.5 stars. Book number 2, Asbo, 4 stars. And book number 3, The Final Winter, 5 stars. For a total of 13.5 out of 15 for a total of 90%. Okay, yeah, so very high rating. The only real flop, if you could call it that, was book number 2, Asbo, that got 4 stars. I mean, you know, if you're calling 4 stars a flop in a series, then you know the series got all high ratings. Yeah, look, for the majority of Ian Rob Wright's books, there is a quote by someone that says, Ian Rob Wright scares the hell out of me. And yeah, Ian Rob Wright scared the heck out of me too. But that's what I wanted. I wanted some adult horrors at that point in my life that were either going to gross me out, creep me out, freak me out, force me to leave the light on, or convince me I'm going to have a nightmare. And all of the books, pretty much all of the books in this series did that for me. And that's why it got such a high rating. If you're looking for a horror that's going to do that to you, I would recommend the Damien Verse Quartet. If you're looking for nicer horrors, or horrors that aren't so dark and scary, then I would recommend staying away from them, because Ian Rob Wright definitely pushes the envelope and is boundary pushing when it comes to his horrors. Coming in at number 4, the Damien Verse. First 3 books that I read this year, 4th book I read last year, by Ian Rob Wright. Coming in at number 3 is The Eldest Curses duology by Cassandra Clare, and wow, what a difference. Coming in at number 16 was The Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare, but coming in at number 3 is The Eldest Curses duology by Cassandra Clare. Okay, so I gave book 1, The Red Scrolls of Magic, 5 stars, and book 2, The Lost Book of the White, 4 stars, for a total of 9 out of 10, for a total of 90%. The reason why I rated this duology higher than the Damien Verse is because the Damien Verse had 3 opportunities to get star ratings. This series only got 2, and it still got 90%. So I feel like there was less chance for a duology than 3 books that I'm reading in a series to impress me, and that's why this one was higher. This is a YA male fantasy duology, featuring Alec Lightwood and Magnus Bane, their ship name being Malik, at the forefront from the main series, the Shadowhunter series on TV, or the Mortal Instruments series, the books. And I love that relationship, and so really enjoyed these 2 books. I do recommend them if you ship Malik as much as I do. So yes, coming in at number 3, The Eldest Curses duology by Cassandra Clare. Coming in at number 2 is the A Friend for Hire cozy mystery duology. This is an adult cozy mystery duology. I gave book 1 a +1 for murder, 4 stars, and book 2 A Perilous Pal, 5 stars. These are by Laura Bradford, by the way, for a total of 9 out of 10 stars, for a total again of 90%. So the question becomes, why did these 2 get rated higher than The Eldest Curses? This was an emotional vote for me, because I was deciding, I can't talk. I was deciding between 2 duologies that I absolutely loved, which one would top the other. And honestly, it was very tough for me. Malik is my favorite MM fictional couple ever. This duology is my favorite cozy mystery series for the sake of its coziness ever. But I ultimately went with this duology on an emotional level because there are things that feature in the Eldest Curses duology that I felt took away from some opportunities we had to do more romance scenes, and that let me down. Where honestly, this duology is exactly what it says it is. It's a friend for hire duology. We follow this character who puts herself out there as a friend for hire. Hire me, I'll be your friend for the day and we'll go and do friend things together, like go bowling or, I don't know, go and apple orchard picking or whatever. It is so extremely cozy. I love it so much. I could not put Eldest Curses above the Friend for Hire duology. If you're looking for a cozy mystery series that is cozy dominant to the umpteenth degree, pick up the A Friend for Hire duology. You will not regret it. It is so extremely cozy and I love it to pieces. Coming in at number 2 is the A Friend for Hire duology by Laura Bradford. And drumroll please. Coming in at number 1, my absolute favourite of all the series I read on my SAS list in 2023 is the What If It's Us duology by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. This is a male contemporary duology, and I just thought this was absolutely fantastic from start to end. So I gave book 1, What If It's Us, 4 stars, and book 2, Here's to Us, 5 stars. Now, this does fall into that category of if I only read one book from the series in 2023, then I also included the other books in that series in my stats situation. So I read What If It's Us, I think it was last year, but don't quote me, and I read Here's to Us this year to close out the series. I remember finding out that Here's to Us was available, finding out what book number 1 was, What If It's Us, and then remembering precisely, without even needing to look at the premise or anything like that, I remembered everything about book 1. That's how much staying power it had with me. It was your typical meet cute. We had these 2 boys that end up meeting at a post office. Doesn't matter why, I'm keeping it brief. And they end up parting ways without exchanging contact information. And they both have so much love for one another that they do everything to try and find their way back to each other. And oh my gosh, it was just so adorable when they do. Things continue forward. And yeah, it was just so fantastic. Unfortunately, the reason why I gave book 1 4 stars was because the way that it ended, I found to be really weird. I didn't like the ending. Cue the Duke from The Sound of Music. I don't like this ending. But then it made sense because there was a book 2 and I didn't know there was plans for a book 2. But then book 2 came out and fixed what I did not like about the ending of book 1 and got an overwhelming 5 stars from me. It even had an epilogue, so we knew what happened many years later with them as adults. It was so good. I'm gushing here because it was so fantastic. It deserves to be at number 1. So it got a total of 9 out of 10 for 90%. So as you can see, my top 4 all got 90%. But this series, when you have a second book coming out in a series that you have read, a year or more ago, book 1, and you don't even need to look at the premise. You know exactly what happened. You remember it because you loved it so much. And then you give book 2 5 stars. It deserves to be at number 1. I highly recommend Adam Silvera's LGBTIQ plus contemporary, hard-hitting contemporary books anyway. But Adam Silvera and Becky Albertalli came together to create masterpieces with this duology. Coming in at number 1 is the What If It's Us duology by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. But in the meantime, that is it. That's where I'm going to leave it for this Ranking My SAS List series. More favourites and non-favourites to come. So until next time, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And until next time, happy reading. Bye everyone!